There we go.
And
So once
action.
again, welcome everybody to our team. Boy, I'm right on my game tonight. Anyways, welcome to our Team Voxination call. We're excited that you have all joined us here. And as I was saying, I was looking, sort of at my YouTube channel and thinking, wow, it's been over 6.5 years since the start of this company, since I've been involved in this company. And I've been doing this training for 6.5 years, Monday night training. For the most part, every Monday. We slipped a little bit there and went every 2 weeks for a while. COVID was a little difficult, but I wanted to review, for my own sake, some trainings that we have done. What would be great for a training? And so I was looking through, and I don't know whether any of you associates have been here for a while, but there was a training that was set up by Brenna Bovair, who was one of our leaders out in Sylvan Lake, Alberta, who did a big event this year in Red Deer. And she set up a call one night by a guy by the name of Big Al Scheider. And Big Al is a phenomenal guy. He has been in network marketing for years and years and years and years. And it was a great call. And the title of his call was sort of how to take a customer from being a customer into being a business partner, if that's what you want to do, based on language. And there's some really amazing things in that video training that he did. And so Lori and I discussing today sort of what we thought, because there's newcomers here and so on, and the review would be great because language is key, and we have a lot of customers, and sometimes it can be a little bit scary about when do you talk to them and how do you talk to them about if they're interested in maybe becoming a business partner and sharing the money side of the business or the income side of the business without sounding like you're trying to get them. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think we ever want to feel like we're just trying to get somebody. So we thought it would be a great time to do a review of this call. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and it's not real long, and we'll listen to Big Al. Brenna set this up a couple years ago, and it was a fantastic call. And I haven't listened to it again, but I'm excited about listening to it again tonight. And for those of you that haven't heard Big Al, he's been in the game for a long time. He's written a lot of books based on network marketing and multi-level marketing, direct sales, and so on. And his language is awesome. And I think that if you have a pen handy and a notepad, some of the points that you'll get tonight will be very valuable nuggets that all of us can take forward as we continue to grow in this mission. So I'm just going to share my screen here for a second. And let me just see. Going to go to share computer sound. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to start it up, and then we'll open up the forum. We'll open up the mic after, and maybe some of you can all share ways that you have grown your business. So this was from a previous call, and it's learn the skill of language to convert a customer to closing them as a business partner. So without further delay, I'll start this video. And if a few of you could give me a thumbs up, or Paul, if you give me a thumbs up once I started, if you can hear it okay, and we'll go from there. So here we go. Gail, I've never had the pleasure of meeting you, but it's an honor to have you here tonight, sir. And we look forward to your training tonight. So take it away and let's have some fun.
Okay, well, for the next 20 minutes, we'll make it easy on how to turn a customer into a distributor. It's not that difficult. And the first half is not what to say. What to say is going to be really easy. We're only going to have to remember 3 little things. But the big problem is you and I come across people and they've already made up their mind no before we've even started. Now, I'm going to ask anybody here, have you ever sit down with a prospect from the moment you sit down, they're leaning back, folding their arms, frowning, uh, garlic around their neck, and we haven't said our first word yet. And you got to say, wait a minute, they have made a decision before the first word. So this should tell us that there's nothing about the socks. There's nothing about the company. There's nothing about our magical upline. There's nothing about the incredible training that made that decision. So forget all that details. We don't have to shove that down people's throats. Their decision happened before the first word was said. Now, if you still doubt that people make up their minds right away, how many people here ever invited somebody to a Zoom call or opportunity meeting and they didn't show up? Well, have they made a decision? Well, yeah. Based on how much information? None. And what was their decision? No. So the biggest step to start with is that people make a decision before our information. Now, all of our life, we were taught that people need information and presentation to make a decision. I'm going to say it's not how it works. When you and I start network marketing, it's just like learning to become a pilot. When I was at pilot school, they didn't say to have a great mindset, just go out there and jump in the airplane and start flying, because they knew if you don't have any skills, you're only going to fly once. So here's the situation. We may have a great mindset here, but we still need some skills to pull this off. And I can't believe Brenna's read, I don't know, I've written almost 40 books. I think 30 some are about the skills of network marketing. But there is some certain skills that we can learn to make this incredibly easy. And one of the first skills to learn is that the closing comes before we've said our first word. And if this still bothers you, let me explain how that works. If you have pets, one day you walk into the living room that morning and you say to your pet, hop into the car, let's go for a fun ride. And you said this all the time. But this morning, the vet, boom, they had underneath the sofa. And you say, wait a minute, how'd they know? Okay, let's hop in the car for a fun ride. But they knew. Did they take the little paw and break into the ear? I don't think so. So how'd they know? They took one look at us and say, uh-oh, bedtime. Now, how'd they know? Well, maybe body language, or maybe our tone of voice, or look in our eyes, our microfacial expressions. And they figured this out. They know they're going to the vet. So maybe this happened 3 months ago. You said, let's go to the vet, and you moved your shoulder. Today you moved your shoulder again. They looked at each other and said, uh-oh, they're going to take us to the vet. We're going to end up with needles in our butt. We're out of here. And they're underneath the sofa. People have that same ability. You and I have the ability to look at somebody and based upon their body language, their tone of voice, and their microfacial expressions. Microfacial expressions, if you haven't learned that skill yet, is every second, you and I have up to 25 different poses on our face. 25 poses a second. You know, our smile's a little bit tight, this eyebrow's a little bit up, and we are able to read that instantly and figure out somebody's intention. Now, two cavemen, they meet in the forest. They have about 1 second to figure out the intention of the other one. If they get that wrong, well, they don't reproduce, they die. So every caveman was able to read another person's face and figure out their intention, friend or foe. And we have this genetics. Everybody has it. When we were kids, mom would stick her head inside the bedroom and we looked at her face quick. And when we looked at her face, we try to judge if she's going to be happy or sad, listen to her tone of voice. We are able to do that. When we were kids, we wanted something. We looked at our parents and said, when's a good time based upon their microfacial expressions, their tone of voice, etc. Everybody has this skill. So when you and I sit down with a prospect, guess what? They're going to make a decision based upon our microfacial expressions, and women are really good at it. They have more than men. They can make our eyebrows move independently and stuff. They're going to listen to our tone of voice, look at our body language, and they're going to figure out if you are a salesman or not. You and I can detect the salesman from a kilometer away. That's Canadian talk. So, how many people here get it? Why some people just have no from the very beginning. Now, if you want to control the situation, control your tone of voice. Okay, I probably could do that. Control our body language. Well, I'm not really sure about all the things there. Control our microfacial expressions. Oh, that's going to be hard. 25 poses every second. Let me give you a shortcut. Here's the easiest hack in the world. Your body language, your tone of voice, and your microfacial expressions are all totally controlled by our intention. So when we change our intention, all these things happen automatically. You don't have to do anything. Once you have the right intention in your mind, everything falls into place. So I'm going to talk to Terry here, and of course Terry is a billionaire there in Canada, and I'm a little bit intimidated, but I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to sell him some socks. And before I go in, I say to myself, I just need one more pair of socks to qualify for this bonus and be ranked up and get this trip. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to crush Terry like a grape, and I'm going to force him and pound till he buys. And I walk in with that on my face. What do you think Terry's reaction is going to be? He's going to resist from, I'm toast. It's over. Terry takes one look at my face and says, uh-oh, salesman approaching. Run, save yourself. Hide your wallet, hide your purse. Dive, Scotty, dive. Shields up. It's awful. Now, what if 1 second before I walked in to see Terry, I put this in my mind? I'm here to help Terry. I've seen him walk around. He looked like a drunken 1-year-old kid learning to walk on marbles. I mean, he needs help. And I just want to help him. I'll give him the option of having some socks to help, or he can continue, looking like a 1-year-old baby drunk walking on marbles. And at least let him know that there's something he can help. And I walk in with that on my face, and just like that, his reaction to me totally changes. Now, I guess we're all pros here. Let me be offensive. People don't have free will. Sorry. All they do is go throughout life reacting. They laugh when something's funny on TV. We punch them in the nose. They tend to react back. Of course, in Canada, they react back by saying, oh, that was rude. You guys are so polite. But the point is, people spend most of their time reacting, not independent thought. So they're reacting to us all the time. And so we are actually creating our environment, how people think. So if you want people to act differently, all we have to do is do something different ourselves. They're saving all their brain power for choosing what's on Netflix. They don't want to be thinking independently all day long. So if you have problems with people being resistant, that's because they're reading our agenda that we're trying to sell them something. Here is the thought process we should have going in. All I'm here to do is help people. I just want to help them with their problem. Now, because they're a customer, they already bought some socks, they have a problem. And they probably have problems with money that they'd like to have a better residual income or more money, whatever. But as long as we're thinking, I just want to help you. But we also need to think, I'm going to gift you with an option. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I don't know your life. I don't know what baggage you're carrying from before. I don't know if a mean salesman talked to you 30 minutes earlier. I don't know if your mother dropped you on your head. All I know is I'm going to gift you with an option. Now you have two choices. You can take the wonderful option I give you because you feel it's going to help you and now is the right time for you. Or you can continue your miserable life just the way it is. That's it. Now, how do people feel about options? Well, here's the word. If I say the word presentation, the back of your mind says salesman approaching, run, save yourself, hide your wallet, hide your purse, avoid it at all costs. They're going to high pressure you at the end. They're going to try to close you and all that. I got to look for reasons why this won't work. So if I say the word presentation, people will immediately look for reasons why it won't work because they need ammunition to protect themselves against me. One word change. If I say the word option, they say, well, option means I can do what I want. There's no pressure. You don't care either way. You're just gifting it to me. I feel good about you. And option. The only way an option could possibly help me is if I take advantage of it. So let me look for reasons why this will work for me. So changing one word from presentation to options changes their reaction from let me look for reasons why not to let me look for reasons why. Just like that, one little word. And for everybody here in the call, if you're just brand new to network marketing, the only thing that between us and where we want to be is some stuff we don't know yet. I mean, if we knew it, we'd be there, wouldn't we? So what we have to do is make a decision. When do I want to start learning this stuff? And of course, everybody here tonight has already made that decision. Well, how about now? Now's a good time to start. So congratulations. So there's just a bunch of stuff between where we are right now and where we want to be that we don't know how it works. Now, the universe has a rule. If we're going to be stupid, we're going to be punished. And man, it really whacked me in the side of the head a lot of times. So please, whatever you do, try to learn one new thing about the business every day. At the end of the 100 days, you won't recognize yourself 100 days ago. So, read 15 minutes of a book or listen to an audio or talk to your upline or attend trainings like this. Just one little thing every day. You will be incredibly different. And you'll start accumulating the 25 basic skills in network marketing. And once we know them, like Brenna says, it's just natural. Hardly anybody says no. And the reason they say no is it's just not the right time. Something else is going on, and we need to respect that. So how we think, we're just here to help people by offering them an option. We're not here to close them. We're not here to tell them what to do. We just offer them an option. But I will tell you that about 10 times out of 10 times, our option is going to be a whole lot better than their miserable life. So when they say I need to think it over, they've made a choice to keep their miserable life for now. And that should tell us that maybe we didn't describe our option very good, or maybe we had salesman written all over our face, or maybe there's something going on in their life right now that we should respect. 100% different. Before you said your first word, 100% different. Bye. So if we have that, let's learn some words, because the hard part's over. Now, I'll give you a 3-step sales presentation, but we're going to say a 3-step option. So here's how we're going to talk to them. So number one, write down, in the UK, they have a saying called chuffed to bits. Do you have that in Canada? All right, so chuffed to bits means I'm just so happy, out of my mind. It's just really great. What do you say in Canada? Hug a polar bear or something? I'm not really sure. But number one, just put down why I love socks, or why I love the products, or whatever. So number one, it's your personal testimonial, or maybe a customer's personal testimonial. How many people here can remember why you like it? So I don't think I'll need notes on that. So number two, full stop, right? Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. And number three, put down a whole bunch of Canadian dollar signs. Looks amazingly similar to a US dollar sign. So if you're talking to somebody in the UK, you're going to have to put pound signs. So we have it. Number one is why we love it. Number two is don't be a jerk. And number three, dollar signs. How many people here could remember those three things? If you can, you've already mastered the presentation. This is all you're going to have to say to a customer. And you could say this to a prospect too. But let me do an example. And since we're talking about customers, customer says, yeah, I want some socks with it. And you say and the customer says, okay. Now, I know you're doing this as a business, so tell me how this business thing works. Or you might say, before I go, I need to leave you with one other option that you might like. And that is, well, let me explain how our business works. Number one, everybody loves our products. They sleep better at night. Many people report pain relief and able to do stuff. They just love it. For some people, it just brings tears to their eyes. And for me, it's been awesome. Done. Number two, and you're presenting to me because I just bought some socks, and you say, so Big Al, are you a jerk? And I go, what? I said, are you a jerk? Oh, what do you mean? I mean, you know how much these socks help and our products help. Would you keep it secret from your mom? Well, no, I wouldn't keep it secret from my mom because I mean she needs some help. You know, at least I'd tell her. So you're not gonna be a jerk and keep it secret from your mom. No, at least I'd tell my mom. And well, will you tell your brother and sisters? Yeah, I love them. Yeah, sure. I at least let them know. Now you don't have to tell them. Just let them know that they can have a better life. That's it. Just leave them the option. Yeah. Would you tell your neighbors? No, not really. I don't like them. Okay, got that. So step number two is don't be a jerk. Just let the people you know and love know that they have this option. Oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah. And number three, if you do that, the company will send you money for helping them out. And my advice is keep the money. The end. So how many people here think you can pull that off? That is the entire presentation. Everything else is details. Well, how much do I order? When it's delivered? What's the bonus on level 3 on the alternate months that begin with letter J? The background of the company. Do you have a picture of the home office? Whatever. That's all details. That's after the decision is made. So I'll do it again, and you'll see that this is not rocket science. This is all they want to know to make the decision about the business. They might say, well, how does this business work? And you say, well, first of all, everybody loves the socks and the products. They get better sleep, and they just love the better balance, and it helps so many people. And some people have a tear in their eyes, just change their life. Number two, are you a jerk? Well, what do you mean? Well, would you tell your mom about it? Well, of course I'd tell my mom about it, and at least give her the option. And would you tell your brothers and sisters? Well, yeah, I'd let them know. I mean, if I didn't tell my mom, she'd probably cut me out of her will if she found out 5 years later. That'd be awful. So yeah, at least I let them know. What about your neighbors? I don't like them. No. All right. So number two, just don't be a jerk. Tell the people you know that this could change their life if they want their life better. Okay. And number three, if you do that, some people want them, some people won't. Some people want to, have a better life now. Some don't. And if you tell people, the company will send you money. My advice is keep it. And that's how our business works. And most people at that moment totally get it. And they say, well, you mean I'd like to be a salesman? No. You don't know what's going on in their life, but you do want to leave them the option. You mean I don't have to convince my mom? No. She wants to keep stumbling and falling over. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You mean I don't have to force my coworker to get a better night's sleep? No, you don't. Let them look miserable in the morning. It's fine. All we do is give people that option. So how do you turn a customer into a distributor? It's pretty easy because most people are thinking, I would be a jerk not to tell other people about it. So if they're going to send me money, I might as well just keep it. And if you do that with the right intention, it's unless something's going on in their life, they're going to say, well, yeah, why not? But if you say this with the wrong intention in your mind, they're going to be resistant. Well, I don't know anybody. Oh, it's not for me. Oh, I'm not a salesman. Oh, I got to go out and put fresh air in my tires. Whatever excuse they make up. It's the intention first, a couple little polite sentences, and they get it. And with that, that's how you turn a customer into a distributor. So with that, I will turn it back here to Brenna. It's not hard. Practice it with somebody next to you. And after you've done it 2 or 3 times, this will just be as easy as riding a bicycle. After you've learned to ride the bicycle, of course, not the first time. So Brenna, let me turn it back to you. And I'll put a link here in if people would like to have a couple audios on some magic words. Because if we say magic words, things get better, doesn't it? And let me just give you one magic word phrase. And instead of saying, would you be interested? Would you be interested is okay, but it's not very good when you know better words. Instead of that, just say, would it be okay if? So if you say the 5 words, would it be okay if? People are programmed to say yes unless there's extenuating circumstances. There's a program in their mind says it's rude to say no. So as long as whatever you say after would it be okay if is reasonable, they'll always say yes. Now, kids use it against us all the time. Would it be okay if I stayed at Susie's tomorrow night? Would it be okay if I did my homework on Sunday? Would it be okay if I borrowed the family car and never brought it back? That's my daughter. But if you say, would it be okay if, you will rock. Like, would it be okay if you could feel better every day? Would it be okay if you got a little extra money every month? Would it be okay if you never had to show up for work again? Would it be okay if you had a second paycheck every month? Would it be okay if you could stay home with your children and still get a full-time paycheck? Would it be okay if you didn't have to work 45 years like your parents? Would it be okay if you could double your pension in just 9 months? Would it be okay if you could have a career where you're actually helping people instead of pushing paper from one side of the desk to another? Would it be okay if you could work inside when it's minus 40 outside? Would it be okay if it's just too easy to do? Would it be okay if? So that's an example of magic words, and I'll give you the link that you download the free audios here. Let me turn it back to Brenna because it's 9 o'clock. So Brenna.
Okay. Would it be okay if we open up the microphone for some comments? So there was some nuggets there. I really forgot about the whole second phase in that about don't be a jerk with the thought of don't be a jerk. So those of you on the call, give me your thoughts. Open up, just unmute yourself and give me your thoughts. Give me some experiences that maybe you've had and we can share with the field as to how maybe you've walked a customer sort of up the staircase and turned them from a customer into a teammate. We all have teammates here. Don't be shy.
Carol here. One of my customers, can you hear me?
Yep, can you hear you, Carol?
Cheryl, yeah.
Cheryl, sorry, I just looking at the wrong picture. Sorry, Cheryl.
Well, that's okay. One of my customers, it says owner, and I don't know why. I don't know how to get rid of that. It used to say my name, but anyway, one of my customers, who was my customer, who's now my associate, who's on the call today, I had said to her, more or less, you love the products, and you're using the patches. It would be, I think it would be to your benefit if you looked into being an associate and you could, get the products cheaper because you're using them, and I know you like to help people. And maybe she'll answer, but it was a good idea. She thought it was a good idea, and she's doing amazing.
Isn't that wonderful? I think that phraseology, I'm always amazed at, the human body itself. And when, Big Al talked about the microfacial expressions, I mean, I think we've all experienced that with somebody with their facial expressions. And, when we try our best not to get somebody, even though our facial expressions might say otherwise, we got to learn to work on that. And I think that's a great point that he makes there, that, if our intent for the customer is to really help them and make sure we're following up and make sure that they're, finding results with their product and have any questions that we can answer. I think, Cheryl, it's a great 3-step system to me to learn and practice and study, because that whole thing, would you be interested, that to me, we've all said that before, right? And where, would it be okay if, is just feels so much more comfortable to me. So that's a great share, and congratulations on that for sure, Cheryl. So thank you for sharing that. Anybody else want to?
Hi, Terry.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Jeanette. How are you?
I'm good, Jeanette. How you doing?
I'm actually great.
Good stuff.
I like the idea of what he said, that we give him an option. At least this way, it's kind of take the pressure out of them to make a decision right on the spot. So I've been working here at the arena with a lot of little kids with hockey and everything. And I think I'm going to be able to use that phrase to diffuse the pressure, maybe. So yeah, I like that phrase a lot. So
yeah, I do too, Jeanette. I think it's a phrase that is both relaxing for us as somebody that's presenting, and that then I think will link right into our facial expressions.
Yeah.
Right, because we're not really looking for an outcome per se. We're truly looking at how can we help this person? How can we follow up with them and let them know that we are truly, our true intention is to help them. And with that going into it, with that thought of don't be a jerk. You wouldn't be a jerk if you I mean, if your mom could use this, you wouldn't be a jerk and not share it with her, would you? Like, what are they going to say?
I think that phrase, what we'll do too, is take the pressure out of your customer and from yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
From myself. So if he doesn't want it, next. But I mean, I think it would take the pressure out of us too.
Yeah,
so,
I agree 100%. And I think that even this recording is worth listening to Al a couple times and making it part of our our vocabulary for sure. So thanks very much for sharing that. And I'm glad that you saw some nuggets in this, Jeanette, as I did, because I had, I watched this and I was really excited when Brenna Bovair set this up, and we had Big Al on this call a year or so ago. And, I go back in my old notes here, and there are my notes, and it just sort of taught me to don't be a jerk, go back in your notes and look at your notes too. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, great point. And thanks very much for sharing that, Jeanette. So who else?
Thank you very much.
What else? Who else took something away from this? Anybody?
Hello?
Go ahead, Lori. There she was, gone.
Listen, I gotta shut my phone off.
That's why it's echoing.
I'm having so many technical difficulties tonight.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
hear
it's in-
me?
Yeah, it's in the middle. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. You can't hear us. Okay, so we'll wait for her to come back. What do we-
Terry, can I just say something?
Sure, absolutely. Hi, Trish. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you all too. I just want to say that it never hurts. You know, you learn something new all the time, regardless of how old a training can be. So it's, I know I picked up a few little things, just, you know, the using options instead of presentation and just different things like that. So it never hurts to go back and rewatch old things.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Trish, and we're, you know, I'm guilty of that, and you know, I record all these. Well, for the most part, when I remember, thank goodness Grass was here tonight, but usually I remember. But I post these all, you know, in the group, and I had somebody today reach out and say they couldn't find the recordings, and you know, my first thought is, what do you mean you can't find the recordings? We've done, you know, trainings and trainings and trainings on guides. And then I had to stop myself and say, well, when did this person join? Did they ever see the training? Do they understand? They're not familiar on Facebook. And so, you know, you look at people in our family that we're growing, and those people, you know, need to see the reviews that we may not think, just like this call, we may not think that, you know, this was a good thing. And, you know, when we look at each week of what we're going to train on or what we're going to present, we're trying to make it so that it is beneficial, because people are taking the time out of their evening to spend here, and you know, we want to make it as valuable as we can, and not make it about what I say or what Lori says or what you say or whatever. It's about us as a group that can all glean something from what we teach or what we share on the call. And some of the past trainings, like you said, Trish, are gold. And I went through it on my YouTube channel tonight, and you know, there was some really, you know, there's been some really good trainings in those YouTube videos that I know that there's people that have joined and are new here since those trainings. So I'm gonna, you know, keep a little bit more of an eye on that. And again, just the awareness factor, as you said, looking in the review of things that pop back into your head, like you said about options, you know, is amazing. And a lot of times you want to create a change in somebody else's, and you wonder in somebody else's life, and you wonder why they're not changing. Well, you have to create a change yourself maybe first before you create a change in them. So great point about review, and thank you all. To, you know, when you see a post and you think, well, I've already seen that, or I've already was here for that. Well, thank you for coming on and not only being open enough to look at the review yourself, but setting the way for your teammates as well to jump on here as well. So Lori, I don't know whether you are able to unmute now, but she's got technical. Paul, yeah, Paul, go ahead and unmute, Paul.
Okay. Hi, Terry and everybody.
Hi, Paul. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Good.
So, yeah, Big Al. I've listened to a lot of Big Al stuff, and you know, there's, you know, they're worth going back to listen to, and you know, one of the things that I want to say is that, you know, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Like, I have not been a great business builder, and I've been here like 5.5 years. I'm a great team supporter. And it's only really recently that I was involved in a program where the challenge was to reach out and ask 2 people a day, just 2 people a day, to look at the opportunity. And, you know, I couldn't believe how, after all this time, how scared I was to actually do that. I mean, I'm great at picking up new customers and, you know, building my business on the customer side,
Sure.
but that doesn't duplicate.
Yeah.
And so I had to make this, I had 3 goals I had to set, and one in this program, one was a fun goal, one was a personal goal, and one was a professional goal. And so the professional goal was to, for 3 months, for 12 weeks, 168 people, to ask them to have a look at the opportunity. You know,
Mhm.
can I send you, can I send you a little video that you'll watch about the opportunity? And at the beginning, it was tough. It was tough, even though I had like warm leads and stuff, it was tough for me to actually get out and do that.
Mhm.
But as I went on, it got easier and easier. And here's what's happened. What's happened is that I've got a number of people in the pipeline that we're still working on that are interested in getting more information in order to see whether they want to join the mission.
Sure.
But what has really happened during that time is I have picked up a ton of new customers just by asking whether they look at the opportunity. So, you know, in that 12 weeks, I had to do 168. I think I did 173 in total.
Really?
Yeah. And now I'm cycling back and I'm following up with these people. And in some cases, they just decided that, you know, they're not interested, and that's fine.
Sure.
But it's amazing how many people they're starting to ask, you know, questions. I've, you know, told them about some of the new patches and so on. And so we got conversations going. And the thing is what I'm finding, and I think what's going to happen is that as people become customers and understand what this technology will do for them, or even like, and especially if it's for family or loved ones, you know, it's just important to cycle back, you know, set up a plan to make sure you follow up with them and just see what their experience has been, or whatever. Get them engaged. And you know, if they're not interested, they may know somebody that is interested. And one of the things that I've used really in this whole thing has been, I've really put a lot of effort into the brand champion program, so that when these people came on as customers, I've personally, you know, talked to them, sent them, I put their link together, gave them a personal link to put in their notes or whatever to use, instead of going through that whole form, because for some reason it's simple, but it's amazing how many people can't seem to get it to do what they want it to do. And so, I mean, I'm constantly getting people, I don't even know who these people are, but they're coming through the brand champion program. And then I talk to them. So, you know,
I think, Paul, that like all of us, for those on this call that are obviously, you know, looking to build a business and get people to join, that's a process. I don't think, you know, it's a very rare occasion that somebody just, you know, comes to you and grabs you by the collar and says, "I want to join your business. I'm so excited." It's kind of like walking somebody up a staircase. You know, if the goal is to get them to the staircase where they've had tremendous relief and like the product, you know, then it's time to talk to them about, would they share it? You know, that thing that he said, you know, would you share it with your mom if your mom was struggling? Would you be afraid to, or as he puts it, be a jerk and not share it or whatever. So I think that the principles of what he's doing, of converting a customer into an associate or into, in my case, I don't, somebody, I think the brand champion program is a huge one as well, Paul, to consider. But I think that the point remains that, all of us would like our customers to know that they have an option, first of all, to become a brand champion where we reward, or they can become an associate where we reward. So as a customer, they could benefit, and certainly, as an associate, they can benefit. And I love the fact that, that's really all you have to do is share it, and the company's going to send you money, and I suggest you keep it, right? I think that's an awesome comment. And so I think it's a mindset, and it's practice, as he said, practice with somebody, practice walking them through and help them up the stairs. But I think ultimately, if we want to build the business, we have to learn how to convert customers into associates or business partners, as they say. And certainly, I think that goes without saying that is part of what we have to do with our brand champion program as well. So congratulations to you, Paul, and thanks very much for sharing, for sure. So Chanda has her hand up. Go ahead, Chanda, and unmute.
Hi, thank you.
No worries. How you doing?
I really like tonight because it's just changing your words and the way that you say it makes a huge difference. Elaine shares a lot. She's my upline.
Mm-hmm.
And we got it. You guys, I'm on a meeting. Sorry, my kids. That's why I
No
keep my
worries.
camera and my muting off. She says, what is going to bring them value? Because that's, essentially what we're doing. We're bringing value to them. So what are they going to benefit from? Basically, any customer that's on 2 packs of patches a month would benefit from signing up. They don't have to work it as a business, but that's going to bring them more value.
Great point. Yeah.
So if you turn it that way, a lot of people don't want just people that want a discount, but it's somebody else on your team that's going to be buying that every month, and they're going to be more likely to share. So just changing your wording and how you say it. And like he said, don't be a jerk. So that's
and I think
a valid point.
Yeah. And Chan, I think you make a very good point about bringing them value. And I think that, you could use the line, would it be okay if I shared with you maybe a way you could buy these products cheaper?
That's why I signed up. I never in a million years thought a pair of socks was going to help me. But I am too frugal to not have a discount. And to me, I do another direct sales company, and there's back office fees, there's quotas you have to hit, there's all these things. And with Vox, there's not. So essentially it's a Sam's Club membership. Is, if you present it that way, you're adding value to them. And then when they see what else it does, 9 times out of 10, they're going to have to be a customer first and try it before they sign up. But just changing your approach and the way that you say it, and how is it going to help them is huge for me. And that's kind of what Elaine puts in our head, how to say it. And now I see where she gets, would it be okay if, because she says that a lot too. So
yeah, that's great. Well, thank you, Shanna. Thanks for sharing that. And I'm glad that you found some value in this call tonight, Shanna, because setting up calls is not always necessarily the easiest thing to do to keep people interested and keep people coming on and trying to, as you said, bring value to the call. And so I think that some of the stuff that we've done in the past and presented is valuable, and people may not have listened to it. And as you alluded to, you're relatively new to Vox Life, and you may not have been aware of this call or whatever. And so I'm glad that you spoke tonight. It was great to hear from you, and your points are very well taken with regards to value and giving people the option of understanding what the value, and that word option to me is a key word for sure. So thank you so much for sharing, Chanda, and thank you for all you're doing. And I don't think you're frugal. I think you're smart. So we all want to save a buck. Don't trust me, especially in this world. So good on you, girl. That's the way to go. So thanks again. So okay, well, I want to be a respecter of everybody's time. So we'll take one more. If somebody wants to say something, we can take time to hear from one more person. So if somebody, first one to unmute, gets to speak. Any
Gary,
tidbits? Yeah.
I'd like to say thank you with the new videos you've been doing about the demo. You're using the insoles. They're very nice. I like them a lot. So
Oh, you're
back
welcome.
to basics. Hey,
You're welcome. It was a great challenge, and I think it was achievable by a lot of people
Yeah.
to be able to do that rather than doing 28 in 28 days and getting them all
Yeah.
on social media. It's a little bit overwhelming, but this was a little bit more
Yeah.
achievable for all of us. But
Mhm.
again, we see the power in we've from doing those videos, we've been able to turn over some really good customers. And today, our mechanic is going to sign up and wants to buy his parents, and he's not going to be a jerk. He's going to share with his parents and is putting it on all his staff and so on. So, it's sort of back to basics, as Paul Austin has spoken about
Yeah.
before. And going back to this video of Al's and this previous, training with Al is sort of going back to basics as well. So just remember, folks, that on the guides tab in our team page, under the guides tab, it's the first guide 1, and recorded calls. And so
Mhm.
you can scroll back through that if there's anything that tickles your fancy and you've got a little bit of time to feel. And that's one of the things on your DMO, your daily method of operation, as Al said, to do one thing every day that moves the needle for your business. If that's one of the things, that's where it is on the Team Voxination page under the guides tab. If you're on your phone, you actually have to click the 3 little lines at the top, and then a drop down window will come down and it will say guides tab, and then you click on guides on your phone there and proceed. But I think that customers are key to any business. Customers create sales. Sales cures everything. And so if we don't have customers, we don't have sales, and if we don't have sales, we die. So customers are great, but I think the timing for this training was very apropos from the perspective of taking a customer and all of us learning how to be better at giving our customers options if we want to build and we want to be rewarded by building a team. This is certainly great training and great wording to be subtle enough with our customers, yet effective, and not feeling like we're trying to get them or trying to sell them something. And I think that's amazing that we have so many facial expressions that we portray in seconds to either turn somebody off or to make them feel comfortable. So that's key. One thing I did want to mention, thank you, Heather Lemke, for bringing this to my attention. For those of you that weren't on the call, we do have a new, there was a call on Saturday, the new Ignite patch, which is the Meta patch, which is optimizing your metabolism, are now available in the back office for purchase. So that's our 9th modality, our 9th patch that we have in our lineup, in our arsenal. So that is available. I also wanted to mention that pinned at the top of the Women of Vox Life Facebook page, and also this team page here, Dr. Sylvia Passfield, who some of you may know and be familiar with, is one of the first, was in fact the first practitioner ever in Vox Life, constantly gets calls and questions all day long asking about the products and so on. So Dr. Sill is doing a presentation on this upcoming Saturday in Burlington. For those of you that want to come, everything that Dr. Sill says, she'll be doing it in conjunction with Darlene Reimer. So the link for the Eventbrite link is there in the team page as well. So I'm going to be there. My sister's going to be there. It's going to be a great day to listen to Dr. Sill. So if you can make it there, love to see you people out there, and welcome to bring guests and so on. So with that, I would like to bid everybody a great night. Crystal Clayback Crystal just entered the waiting room, and we're just finishing up, Crystal, so you'll have to get the recording, but thanks for trying to jump on. Thank you all for showing up. It means the world to us, and it means the world to me, and I know it means a lot to my sister Lori. We thank you guys for jumping on, and if you guys have any ideas or anything that you would like to hear training on, we have an open door. Please send us what you would like to hear training. If you'd like to do a training that you feel will be effective for the field, we'd love to have you be one of our associates in the spotlight. We're going to maybe change up this a bit and maybe have, 1 week a month where we have a profound testimonial from an associate about a customer. And we're going to do an associate in the spotlight. So we're going to shake it up a little bit and try and bring you the best value we can possibly bring based on not only just building the business, but learning how best to deal with customers, how to share and present the product to get a customer involved in trying our technology and so on. So again, we appreciate it very, very much. Thank you all for being on this call. Thank you all to those that did events and shared last weekend. We're moving the needle, people. We're moving the needle, and we're making profound things. Just one thing I will say, one lady, Lori Stevenson in Peterborough, we did an event in Peterborough on the weekend. There was a lady at this in-home event that has 2 boys that have muscular dystrophy. They had plans to have a elevator put in their stairwell to move a chair up. She put the socks on her boys, and they can walk up the stairs now. So the stair elevator is on hold. So that was just mind blowing to be able to hear that from a little home party. And so we're going to have Lori Stevenson on one of these nights to talk about her story and talk about how that little home party made a difference in that little boy's life, and with the lady that was at that call. And I'm not sure whether both of them had an issue going up the stairs, but most definitely one of them did, and they were going to put in this, and she was absolutely flabbergasted that she put these socks on her boy and he walked up the stairs, and hasn't done that in a very, very long time. So just a little story I wanted to share with you, and we'll keep that in mind for other stories. We'd love to hear them. That's what keeps our heart in it, and that's where we all started, by sharing and truly wanting to help people. So thank you all for being on the call, and we'll look forward to seeing you all again. Have a great night, and God bless. Bye for now.